Have you ever tried to take an iPad away from a child? Jackson, it's time to get off the iPad. Oh my God. It's nearly impossible. I mean, if you don't set certain guidelines, you're in for the fight of your life. I mean, they're strong. They're going to hold onto that thing or have a tantrum for 45 minutes. I just can't. So, screen time restriction, so important. I can't. I just can't. So one of the things that drives me crazy about screens is that they can be really addictive. I mean, for me too. You can catch me scrolling at almost any time of day. And this really sets a bad example for my kids. So to combat their screen time and mine, I started to put restrictions around usage of screens such as iPads, tablets, and such, as well as how often they get to watch TV. So I know it's very unique for every family, and you have to really be flexible. I mean, sometimes it's really an emergency. You need them to sit down and not move for a second to handle it, and that's okay too. But in general, this is how my family deals with screens, from television to iPads, because it's just different from when I was a kid. I mean, you had to come home at a certain time on a certain day to see your favorite cartoon. For me, it was Rugrats and Doug. But now it's on demand, and they know it's on demand, so they can be a bit impatient and you know, just expect instant gratification. And that is definitely not something that I want them to grow up with, having a problem with instant gratification. So that's why restriction is important to me, and limitation, and how we use it is also really important. I'm going to talk about how we use it at the end educationally, so make sure you stay until the end of the video, as well as like and subscribe. My name is Brittany Kelly. If you don't know me yet, get to know me, join the community, hit the subscribe button, like this video, comment below, do all the fun, cute things that we like to do here on YouTube, and keep watching. One of the reasons screen time restriction is so important is because today's kids programming can be really fast-paced, faster than reality, and apparently faster than reality material can really have an effect on your concentration as a child. That children actually will lose their ability to concentrate as well if they watch faster than reality television. They actually will not have that effect if the television or programming or, you know, something on your tablet is slower than reality or in pace with reality. So I'm very mindful of those things and the consumption of those things. And it's all around us. I mean, you can look right on your favorite kids TV network and see things that are faster than reality, and also colors that are brighter, more beautiful than reality. Literally, the green grass is greener than grass. I mean, grass is not as green as I've seen it on some of these cartoons. So it can make real life seem pretty dull and boring. So that's one of the reasons why restriction and what you're actually consuming is very important. Also, age matters. Under 2 television is highly unrecommended. However, I mean, it's really tough, especially if you have older children, to make it so your youngest child who's under 2 doesn't see the screen. So if you're able to do it, kudos to you. But I found it very difficult to limit it altogether. So what I decided to do was bring a lot of reality, slower than reality programming to my children. We only watch TV on the weekends. And during the weekday, the only television I allow them to see is a little cartoon that is in Spanish. It's Little Pim Spanish, because they are learning 3 languages right now. So that is the only thing that they are actually able to watch, because mommy doesn't speak Spanish. So that's their daily Spanish exposure. We already know setting a timer can help everybody. Moms, when you're doing your housework, and obviously kids when they're watching their television programs or tablets. I like to set my alarm to a song, something that's more encouraging and uplifting, and not something like the classic that makes it scary and just unpleasant. So I like to just make it a song, so the song comes on and I end all screen time. Also, my kids are 6 and under. Nobody has a cell phone. And I have zero plans for them to have a cell phone until they are much older. To me, it just invites more distractions. I just want them to get used to some of the basic things that we all did when we were a kid before the technology was introduced. Technology is amazing and it brings so many great advantages, but sometimes it can be a distraction from learning the basics. One of the apps I like to use when the kids are using the iPad is called Raz Kids Plus. It's a reading app and it's so amazing. It has reading comprehension questions and really helps them to take their reading to the next level. If you would like for me to do a follow-up video to my original Teach Your Baby to Read for Real type video, I can do a part 2 of how I've extended that with my older children who are 4 and 6 years old and having them read and support their reading skills. If you want me to make that video, I totally can. Just tell me in the comment section below and like the video, and then I'll know that there's interest and I'll make it. Do as I say, not as I do. We all know that does not work. So put down the phone, pick up a book, and be the reading example that you want your kids to be. I think we all do it, right? Sometimes you just find yourself scrolling, using your phone, or even reading articles. I know I read the Wall Street Journal on my phone, and I look up and see my children watching me stare at my phone. They have no clue what I'm watching or reading. So it's important for me to actually pick up physical books and other things, pick up a pen and write notes and draw and do things around them while they're watching me, so that it's a normal part of life for everybody, that they don't just think I'm making them do something that's not fun that I don't even want to do. Last but not least, I create a routine around the usage of an iPad and also reward. If you do your work by such and such time, you get to have some time on the iPad. That time is predetermined. Maybe it's 20 minutes, maybe it's 30. Just enough time for me to cook dinner, okay? But I make sure that it's a reward. And when it's a punishment, no, you cannot have the iPad anymore for the rest of the day or for the rest of the weekend because you did something that deserved that consequence. I really stick to it. Even if something I consider an emergency pops up, I really try to stay strict with my consequences when I remove the screens or turn off the television, because they really need to understand that you mean business and this is not okay, or whatever their behavior was not okay, and this is a strict consequence. Sometimes, you know, you really want to give in because you have some things that you need to do, but personally I think it's really important to put your foot down on those things, so put it down. Remember to join in. I think it's great sometimes to sit with your kids and see exactly what they want to do on the iPad. Enjoy the time with them. Sit and watch television with them or a movie. Just make it kind of special, interactive, ask questions, just so they're not sitting there like a zombie. Also with cell phones, you want to create some type of usage restriction or expectation around the cell phone usage, when it should be used. And as far as social media for really little kids, probably not the best idea. They're too little. They're too little. So just to recap my scheduling with the kids, on the weekdays they just have the iPad or screen time usage for 20 minutes, and that is for their Spanish or their reading app. That is it. They do not have more time with it on the weekdays. And on the weekends, they're able to also use their reading app and do other fun apps and play games. And we even use it to draw. We pull up YouTube videos of drawing and they draw and trace different characters, and that's also a lot of fun and more interactive. And we also like to watch movies together. Sometimes we'll physically go to the movie, but usually movie is on Friday night, and we have popcorn and a little family fun time. And we also don't use any cell phones for the children. They do not have their own cell phones. They also do not own their own iPads. They borrow my iPad or their dad's iPad, but they do not have their own. I like to restrict their access so they can't just pick it up and start playing around. And as far as the television is concerned, they do not have TVs in their rooms. They just have the option of watching the television in the living room, and that gives them less ability to sneak around and watch TV late at night or first thing in the morning. I have full control, and I like it that way. Sometimes it gets pretty annoying because I want to watch my own things. However, I'll just wait until they're asleep and I'll turn on my things or go to my room and watch TV in my room because I'm an adult and I can have a TV in my room. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I used to watch TV after my parents put me to sleep. I did. I had a TV in my own room, and once my parents thought I was asleep, I'd hurry up and turn that bad boy on, put the volume down, and enjoy. And I don't want my kids doing the same thing, so they don't get to have a TV in their room yet. So some of the educational things that I like to show my kids with their screen time on the television or iPad, I like to show them on TV things called preschool prep. I also mentioned this in my the Real Way to Teach Your Baby to Read video. I like preschool prep for the numbers, letter sounds. There's also math facts for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I also like baby signing time and signing time because those videos are teaching American Sign Language. My kids are really good at it. They're not fluent in American Sign Language, but they could be. They could focus on that. But right now we're focusing on other languages, so not too much stuff on the plate. Also, something that we really like to use on the iPad is called Reading A to Z app, Raz Kids Plus. That app is amazing. It has reading comprehension. It has just a leveling up, a tiering for your level of reading for the kids, as well as a foreign language part where you can actually read in Spanish. My kids are learning Spanish, and they also are learning Chinese, but this app does not have Chinese. It has Spanish, so we do use that to help them learn and practice reading their Spanish. Alright, so that's my screen time usage and restrictions for my kids. Please let me know what you guys do, if you are really strict, more strict than I am, less strict. What works for your family. You know, this is a judgment-free mom zone, parent zone, so friend zone, okay? So don't be afraid. And if you don't even have kids and you just wanted to watch this video, it's fine. Tell me about your usage. I like to dialogue in the comment section below, so I try to answer as many questions and comments as possible. If I don't see your comment, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. I did not see it. But in general, I try to dialogue as much as possible. So thank you so much for watching this video and making it to the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.